Okay.
Okay, we're recording.
Yay. Is that everything?
Okay. I think so.
Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to Three Sisters Knit. I am Sheila.
And I'm Margaret.
I am Shishi62 on Ravelry.
And I am Magpie60 on Ravelry.
And we are a knitting and podcast.
Yarn, everything yarn related
yes.
and knitting and
yes.
So all the fun.
Yes. And a little snippet about our lives.
A little bit about our lives, yes. So if this is your first time joining us, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. We hope you find something interesting in our discussions. And if you have been with us before, thank you very much for coming back. We really appreciate it.
Yes, very much so.
Mm-hmm. And as you can probably tell, we have decided to change it up a little bit, and we are recording in a different room in Sheila's home.
Yes. I've suddenly acquired a new room in my house, so we're sort of moving things around a little bit. So yeah.
So the nice thing is that we are looking out at the window here, so we have some natural light coming in. It's a beautiful sunny day. Today is Thursday, October 13th. It's a nice sunny, very windy day here in southern Ontario. But it's lovely. Yeah. So it's nice for us to be able to sit and look out the window and just chat this way.
Yesterday was gorgeous.
Yes,
absolutely beautiful. The high was, I think they were saying, was like 23 Celsius, which is about 74, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Fahrenheit.
74 Fahrenheit. So, it was just a beautiful day.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. So, but today we have emergency snacks.
Oh my gosh.
I've been baking.
Yes.
If anybody saw me on Instagram, these are the cheesecake bars, caramel apple cheesecake bars. I don't have any caramel. I have to go out and buy the caramel to drizzle it on top, but I really don't think it needs it.
Yeah.
And then I made, these are, basically they're like haystack cookies. They're like, the rolled oats and coconut and cocoa. That's basically what it is.
Yum,
and sugar.
Yum. I've already had one, but I
cut back on the sugar because I thought the coconut was already sweetened, so I always alter recipes just a smidge. Ooh, but and I don't think we'll be able to eat those cream cheese bars. I think we're going to need a fork.
Yes. They're supposed to be a little sort of
But cutting them up, I when I was finished cutting them up, I managed to, with my finger, oh my God, they're delicious. Nothing like stuff made from scratch.
Oh, yeah.
Beat store-bought heads down. So, anyways, also in the last, I just wanted to say the last little bit, this past weekend, I was in Chicago. My son ran in the Chicago Marathon. So my husband and I decided to go down with him and his girlfriend to watch him throughout the race. We'd go in different spots throughout the city and watch him in the race. Wow. It was just... He ran, if anybody's in the Chicago area, he ran in a costume, which I know a lot of people run in costumes for different races and things like that. And he ran as the John Hancock Tower. So if you saw this tall guy running in a black box with a big boxy helmet and antenna, that was my son. He ran the Memphis one dressed as Elvis. So
yeah, Sheila did send me one photo when he had finished, and I posted that on her behalf. Yes. She couldn't get online, so I posted that. So you may have seen a photo of him
just
after he finished, and I think I had also posted a couple of photos that I took of my computer. Showing where he was in the race.
Route.
So so it was so exciting.
It was so much fun because we went to about the 11.5 mile mark. Brian's just missed him at past the 3 mile mark. He goes, we've never seen, because there's like 50,000 people run in this race, so it's really busy. And I didn't realize they start you in sections. I don't know why, if it's your time or whatever.
I think it's just because there's so many people.
No, there's certain people they do allow to run first. And those are the people that, they're like really, really good ones. The ones that do marathons, the elite runners, they get to start first because they can just, you don't want them congested with the people that just run the races, right? Run the marathons. So they, he missed him at the 3 mile mark, but we saw him at the 11.5 mile mark. And people were saying, my husband was talking, and to the people, oh, you know someone? There's like 1.7 million people line the route just to watch and cheer on these people. It was phenomenal. Yeah. And we told him who our son was, these guys, and they're just like, okay, fine. So they started seeing him, and they're like, Alan, go Alan. And these are people they'd never even met him before. And they were like, wow, I saw someone in a pizza, dressed as a pizza. Somebody dressed as a cash cow and a big cow onesie sort of thing with a big dollar sign on it. He said at one point he was running beside Abraham Lincoln and George Washington.
Oh my gosh, I saw photos because I was following the hashtag for Chicago Marathon, and I saw photos of people running in like Superman costumes.
Yes, superheroes.
Yeah,
like that. It was just a bunch of superheroes.
Yeah,
a lot of people do also run for charities.
Yes,
like you can run if you get so much money in donations for your charity, you can run for free.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, which is not bad. Not bad, because at least you know that you've raised money for your charity and this is where it's going to.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Oh, so it's very good. He had so much fun in that.
Yeah.
And
that's
then,
nice.
Yes. But just before that, I think on the Friday, we got there late the Thursday night. So on the Friday night, we actually, after dinner, went up to the top of the John Hancock Tower. They've got on the 94th floor, they have the 360. And you can go up there and wander around that whole floor, and it's all windows, and you can see all over the entire city. It's just beautiful, beautiful, phenomenal view. Well, he proposed to his girlfriend, so another wedding. So excited.
Yeah.
So not for a couple of years, but still, that's okay.
So that was so neat.
Lovely.
So that's a great way.
Yeah.
Because it was her first time going to see him run too, I
yes,
think,
it was the first time, and made it even more special. It was my original engagement ring from my husband that he used, and that's her engagement ring now.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so proud of him. I'm just beaming. I'm just so proud and excited of everything that's happened this past weekend.
Yeah, that was very exciting.
It was
I didn't do anything. I did laundry.
Yeah. No, that's been my life since I got back.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did a lot of walking that weekend.
Yeah.
We even got to the Field Museum, which is amazing.
Yeah.
The Field Museum in Chicago is where I believe is where they filmed Night of the Museum movies.
Oh, the ones with Ben Stiller.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes. It was pretty wild. Yes. And they actually have, if you remember the movie The Ghost in the Darkness with Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas. About the lions that when they were building the train tracks over in, I think it's Uganda. Mm-hmm. The lions were
attacking the builders.
Well, they actually have those two lions in the mammal exhibit, and it should these are the movie where the stuffed actual lions. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty amazing, and the story behind them, Wow. So it was very cool, very, very cool.
That's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot to see. I've only been to Chicago once.
So much to see.
I would love to go back to Chicago because I loved it when I was there. I'm going to say about 20 years ago for business.
Yes.
And so I remember the people who were hosting us. Our company had people like offices in different parts of the world, and so we were going down there for some training of something new at the time. And so the people who were hosting us, the Canadian contingent, took us to someplace for pizza, like the real deep dish pizza, and then I remember when we had some free time, we wandered around. We just walked around, and we didn't know where we were going or anything. So I would love to go back because I just thought I think we were there in January or February, like when it's. We're used to it, but I don't like the winter. It was cold and slushy.
You really got to know why it's called the Windy City.
Yes, it was very windy and cold, and so I would love to go back when it's nicer weather and check out more stuff. But we did a little bit of route on the subway. We sort of got a rough idea and did a few things. We were glad we were there early. Yeah.
because we were able to figure out, they don't now, I think maybe since what happened at the Boston Marathon, I think they have changed some of the rules about where the public can go during these races, right?
Okay.
So like at the start line and at the finish line, there's no general public allowed.
Okay.
They had a separate meeting area. So
that's good and kind of sad.
Yes.
You know,
well, they had
sucks,
an area. They had an area semi-blocked off but you could still see through. I think it was around the 25-mile mark, and they had
that'd be right near the end.
Near the end, and they had like announcers, and Brian made it over there, and actually. I don't know how they know the people's names. They must have binoculars and look at their number and then look up their number.
No, it's all online because that's how I found him. Is I just punched in his bib number and it came up.
Yes, well,
so they would have all that.
Yeah, but he was like in a building, and he had his number on the front of the building just taped on. And he's like, Alan, and here comes Alan, and he said he was the Sears Tower, and then he's like, no, I think that's the John Hancock Tower that he is. So, whatever. He was a building. He was running in a black box.
A tall building.
Yes. Which, like, everybody's like, wow, he must be an athlete. We're like, no, he's just stubborn. He made a bet with a friend. So his friend was running in Minnesota, which I believe was, I don't know what the name of that marathon was, but it was in Minnesota, maybe Minneapolis. And he was dressed as Prince, even carrying a guitar.
Oh my God.
So they do these things all the time. You run, you have to do this, and you run, and you got to do that.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Incentive.
So, yeah, I guess so.
And then guys being guys.
But you were just telling me you didn't get to go to any yarn shops.
No, I didn't. They were the shortest distance away by subway was like half an hour to 45 minutes.
Oh,
I know. I did find one that was like almost a 10-minute walk away, and we walked up to like 5 or 6 flights of stairs to get there, and it had closed, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that was sad. So, but the others were like so far away, and I didn't feel comfortable taking the subway there. It was because I'd have to change trains, and I did not feel comfortable to do that. And the parking there, everything is valet parking.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. In the main city area, everything's pretty much valet parking. So we just basically stayed parked at the hotel, and we just either walked or took the train to the few places that we did go.
Yeah.
So
it was funny.
rough.
I know some people might think that, if you're really familiar with the Chicago subway system, that, it's probably relatively easy. This is one of the things I found. But if you've ever visited Toronto, so we're familiar with the Toronto subway system. Yes. It's kind of laughably easy, like laughably. There's a big sort of a U-shaped line that runs north-south and then kind of connects and goes north-south on another major route.
Yes.
And then there's an east-west line. Like literally there are two, you can go north-south or east-west. There's
pretty much.
There's nowhere else to go. That you've got, that's our subway system. So
and that's not
when we're confronted by, like I've taken the New York City subway and I've taken the London Underground, and I have found both of them surprisingly simple to take. Like when I was in London, I was by myself and just figured out how to do it. And I've also done the Paris Metro, where I've gone, all over the place. It's surprisingly simple. So Chicago, I'm assuming, would be as easy to travel as one of those other ones. But yeah, it's kind of daunting the first time. You kind of, you feel like, I'm sure I'm going to end up completely in the wrong place.
Yes.
It is kind of scary.
Well, this one, they had like the red line, the green line, the yellow line. They had like 6 different lines.
Yes.
I was just like,
New York is like that. And
we just didn't really
London
want,
is kind of
and
like
we didn't want to
and
take the car, because by driving, they were like 15, 20 minutes to drive to most of these places. But it was just crazy.
Yeah.
We just
Plus,
thought,
you don't want to take all that amount of time away from, like, there's enough other things within walking
Oh
distance
my goodness,
to see.
yeah. And plus, we had just been on our yarn thing.
Yeah,
I really didn't need any more yarn. Said no knitter ever.
Yes.
But I decided, no, I've got projects I need to work on. So, yeah. But,
well, that's a really good segue. We can actually start talking about some of our projects
we've been working on.
Yes.
So I know. Well, while I was away, I had a friend. Well, my daughter-in-law, one of my daughter-in-laws, texted me just after. I think it was almost like as we were recording our last episode. She texted me, and I looked at it afterwards, and she said, "Can you knit me a baby blanket? I have a girl at work that's leaving any time now." So that weekend I dropped everything, and that's all I did.
Yes,
was I just knit this thing, knit. And that was when I had one of my sons was moving, so I'm knitting away. Yes, it was very a busy weekend, but I had it knit up. And the pattern that I did, it was, and this is also for stash busting.
Yeah.
It was a Bernat Pipsqueak yarn was what I had. I had 4 balls in a peach colorway. And this pattern, it's just a baby blanket.
It was actually on the label.
It was on the label. It actually needed 6 balls. I only had 4, but I thought it's a baby blanket. I didn't need to make a huge one, but it was big enough to go in a pram, over a car seat, something like that. And it's just a crocheted baby blanket. So I had it done, and it was on the label, and I'll see if I can get a better picture. It shows you it in stripes, but I did it in the one color because I think that's fine. But that was the baby blanket. And it whipped up so fast. I was able to do basically half of it on Friday night and the other half on Sunday. And it was done.
Yeah.
So I don't have a picture of it. I just said, here you go. It's ready. It's yours. And she came and she picked it up.
Yeah.
So it was done. So, but also in the car, what I was doing was I had a call from somebody I used to work with. And she really liked this pattern, saw it online, and asked if I would do it. And everybody has seen this. A lot of people are doing it, the Azelle pullover poncho. So I am making that. She wants it in black. So I'm doing the last part now. I'm just doing the collar.
So it's in black, so it's kind of hard to see.
You can't really see it. There is a bit that looks nice, but that's actually going to be the inside. The outside is more of a rib. Once you turn the collar over, you can just sort of see that it's that.
Yeah.
But that is it, and it buttons. This is an adult size, so it uses 5 buttons. And I have to go get some. So she's told me she wants sort of like a silvery type button, so I'm going to get those. And then I was able to also work a bit on the rainbow shawl I've been working on. So that was basically what I've worked on the last little bit when I haven't been wandering around cities. That is it.
Yeah. So I have, so I'm very delighted to show, because I think I showed this one last time.
Yes.
So this is the one that I made out of, this was kind of a stash bust piece. So it's 3 different yarns. The Queensland is the very thin yarn, and then a solid purple, which is an alpaca silk, and then a kind of a variegated one that comes in. It's got like little bits of green, teal, and it's got pinks and purples and greens. So this is I just sort of made this one up. It's based on one that Irene was making for her husband.
Yes.
But I added a little bit of changes to it so that I did like that drop stitch. So when I was using the Queensland, which is a very narrow one, I would do like 3 wraps and then drop it as I went back. So that's what it gave me this this look where it's there we go. You see that? So that gives it that kind of airy look. And I thought, I'm going to call it a dream catcher scarf.
Yes.
Because I thought it kind of looks
kind of reminds
like
of
a dream catcher, doesn't
it?
And I thought, well, if you're going to be wearing a scarf, like there's nothing wrong with dreaming about your having your dreams
Yes.
while you're awake and
That's right.
dressed. So
Very nice.
yeah. So anyway, I love the colors in this. It looks so pretty on
It
there
is.
too.
It's
I
very,
think it's
very
really
nice.
picked up the colors nicely.
Yes, I think
But you can
so.
see, like, the nice thing is that the Queensland yarn that I use, the thin one, it goes as well. It has like browns and golds and silvers,
Yes.
and then some blues. Like if you look down here, you can see. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. So you can kind of see a little bit of the blue in about there, I think. No, I can't find it now.
Of course not.
Yeah, but you can see
there's
some
a bit
of
of the purple.
Yeah, you can see.
Where am I?
Yeah, there you go.
There's a bit of purple in
yeah. So you can see, and then
Yes.
there's like bronzy color. So it's such a pretty, fun little scarf.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm happy I got that one finished.
it. Mm-hmm.
And then I added the fringe at the bottom too. I just have to trim it, but I've added this fringe because I just thought it would
It's
be
definitely
it's
a
fun
scarf
way.
that needs a fringe.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Mhm.
too. It makes it it's really fun. So I think this would actually, I think, would look really cute with like a turtleneck and a jean jacket, and you'd have this really funky kind of Steven Tyler thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, I think it's really kind of a fun scarf. So that one is done, and I'm
Yes.
thrilled that it's done.
Yes.
And then I also, excuse my reaching, I finally finished my pendulum shawl, and I am really happy with that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I just love that. I love the variegated. It's so nice bringing those blues and purples in, and then it goes narrower here and wider with the red. Anyway, I know I posted a few little snapshots of me washing that. It was a pretty straightforward one. I think I mentioned before, the only change I made was in the way the pattern called for the make
Around
one.
the edging.
Yeah, as you're creating. I found that just doing the yarn over was much easier for me.
Yes.
I found it really fiddly to do. The other part is, like, isn't that pretty? Look at how nice.
That's so nice.
It's
I
really,
love
like,
the
it's
colors.
really, really long.
Yes, very
Really
long. Yes.
So it's a very long one, but it's not as
It's
deep.
just your style because it's more of a scarf.
It
in a
is
way.
more scarfy.
Yes.
Because it's not as deep.
Like that, like the Pure Joy.
Yeah,
it's not really a shawl. Like it's not. They're
my
not
Pure
deep,
Joy
deep.
is quite deep compared to yours.
Mine's not that deep.
Whereas this
Both
one,
of the ones I made are not that deep. Mine are about like that.
Yeah, so this one you can sort of see. I'm just going to stand up and you can see it's not all that deep. Like it just sort of, so if you have it like up over your shoulder, it doesn't come down. Like, to me, a shawl
Should come to
to your waist. Yeah, at the very least, it should like really drop it.
Yeah.
These ones are more. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but because I know I'll still wear it, I think I really like it.
Yes, because you made that for yourself.
I made this one for myself.
Yes.
So
we just have to do that every once in a while.
So this
just
is
do
the
it for
pendulum,
ourselves.
and I love the yarn. Oh my god, isn't it soft?
It is. It's so very soft. Is that the indigo dragonfly? Yes.
It's really, really soft. So anyway, I am thrilled with this one. This is the one I'd hoped to have done in September, and I got it done a little while ago. So not quite as soon as I had hoped, but in time to wear for the weather now that it's cooler. So I'm still really happy with it.
Yes. Did you finish another one, or was that it? Just
I think those are the only two that I finished.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
other than that, those are my whips. So you've got FOs. I don't have any FOs.
And I do have whips.
Other than the baby blanket that I
have
finished.
whips. Again, excuse my reach. Sheila hasn't even seen these yet.
No, I haven't. But we've been chatting, so I haven't seen them.
Yes, so she knows I've been doing this. I think a while ago, I was quite inspired by Sheila and even by Mary Beth of the Crafty Toads, because it's kind of going out of my comfort zone by doing this. So I'm actually making a pair of socks. So I have made, these are Hermione's Everyday Socks, the pattern. And I love this pattern. Oh my gosh.
It looks not very gray, but it's blue. It's a very pale blue.
And like an icy blue.
Mm-hmm.
So actually I'm just going to There we go. Flip that round. I know someone asked on Instagram who that made these, and
stitch markers.
Yeah, and I can't remember. I bought these when we were in New Jersey at Chelsea Yarns,
yes.
and I tagged Chelsea Yarns or Christina about who made them, and she did. She did say, unfortunately, I don't remember at the moment,
we'll
but
we'll put them in the show notes
because they are really nice. So if you're in New Jersey nearby, because she said the woman is a local, she does local, so she may even have an Etsy shop. If she does, I'll put a link in there.
Yes.
But isn't that cute? Anyway, I love this, and so what I did was I did a little kind of a test one, just to see what my tension would be, because this is part of my concern, is that I know that I knit loosely, and I wanted to, and I thought, well, if I'm going to go to all the effort to go out of my comfort zone and make a pair of socks, I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to wear them. So I did that, and I realized that I know a lot of people do like a 64 stitch, and I did the 56 because my tension. And I also am down on a 2.25 millimeter, which I think is a US 1.
I think
1
so.
to 2.
I think so.
So anyway, that's what I've done. So I've done the patterns. You're supposed to do like 18 repeats of the 4 rows, and I've done 12 on this sock, and I've done 8 on this sock.
Yeah.
So,
and she is doing magic loop, though doing them on separate needles.
Yes. So here's the funny thing is, while we were traveling, I ended up buying 2, and actually when I went through all my stuff, I discovered I actually have another set of 2.25 millimeter at home. But yeah, I found these 2, and I thought, oh, this is great. I'll do them both separately. These ones are.
Once you look at them, you'll know.
Yes, these are. Actually, I'm going to pull out because I have the things. The Addy Turbo Sock Rockets. So that's what I'm using for this. So this is, it'll probably tell me on here. 2.25 millimeter, but it says 32-inch US. So it doesn't say what size that is. Oh. Anyway, I know, isn't that strange? Yeah. So these are the sock rockets. So this is the first one I started using, was this one. I cast on this one first just to see. And I quite liked it. Like super sharp. I felt like I could just fly through. As I said, I think of myself as a slow. Oh, it is a US size one. Yeah. I consider myself a fairly slow knitter. She's very methodical. I feel like this, I'm flying through it when I do this.
Oh, and that's great.
I love the
cord.
The cord. It's really malleable, and I quite like that. The only thing I find is every now and then, as I'm shifting the sock over, I find sometimes it feels like it catches a bit.
Slightly catchy.
Just not every time, but sometimes it does, and it kind of freaks me out a little bit because I'm afraid it kind of do something to the yarn. But yeah, I think that's unfounded fear that I have. But as I'm getting used to it, and again, I'm using my Zigzag Stitches needle holder. Yeah, and then this one. Again, another Zigzag Stitches, because I fell in love with this. I just got this one. I think it was a KW. I got this one. Yeah, the KW Knitters for just because I've used her other one, and I love that little pattern. Yes. So these ones are actually Chow Goose bamboo. Bamboo. And same thing, super pointy as well, which surprised me because I do have other wood needles and they aren't
as pointy.
They're nowhere near as pointy, but these ones are super pointy. Yeah. And when I slide the sock over back and forth, I find this slide a lot easier. Like where it joins is a nice join. The only thing I'm not 100% is this wire, the cord, is super stiff.
See, it's more of a twisted wire.
Yeah, it's very,
and you can see that in it.
Firm wire.
Yeah, it is. Like I can see it is bendy, but it's not as bendy.
Very firm, very firm. So normally I really like a wood needle because I like the grippiness of it. Yes. But I can see why a sock knitter would like the metal.
Yes.
Because you really feel like you're flying through.
That's a good way to compare needles, though.
Yeah.
Doing each sock on a different needle.
And I'm looking at them, and the funny thing is, I feel like, and I don't think anybody else would notice this, but I sort of feel like the fabric feels a little different on each one, and I don't know that it is. I feel like it's looser on the bamboo one than it is on the metal one.
I don't really.
Yeah,
I don't feel it too much, but you know what? You'll notice when you put them on.
Yeah,
you'll notice when you actually put each.
You know where I think I see it is on
the ribbing.
At the ribbing. What do you think?
I think this one's looser. I think the metal.
Oh, isn't that funny?
Yeah, when I do that, I can feel the difference with the metal.
Yeah. So
maybe because it goes so fast, you are actually a little bit looser.
It could be. So
who knows?
Anyway, so that's kind of some of the.
And you'll be able to feel the tension, how the tension is as well. Like just because how you knit, each needle does. Like they always say, like a metal needle and a bamboo needle, or even a bamboo and a plastic needle. Because
now, and when I checked my tension, I checked it just using the metal ones.
Yes.
Like I didn't bother testing with the other one because I figured it's not going to be that far off. So, so anyway, I'm thrilled with the pattern. I am loving making these. I haven't got to the heel yet, but perhaps by next time. So I will move my progress keeper up to where I am so we can see the progress I make. And I just wanted to say this yarn is yarn that actually Sheila had, so it's kind of stash busting for Sheila. But I had been drooling over it for a while, and I just really liked it. So Sheila,
I have another skein. I had
coerced her into
I had two skeins.
She had 2 skeins of it, and
coerced me. I'm like, here, take it.
Yeah, so
I've got too much.
It's from Georgian Bay Fiber Company, and it is her McCoy sock in the colorway Carrington Winter Sky, and it is treated merino, 80% treated merino and 20% nylon. So that's the one that we used.
I have a whole other skein.
She has a whole other skein. I just love the way the color shows
it's a nice
texture. Yeah. So I'm really happy with how that's. So anyway, I just want to say thank you to Sheila and to Mary Beth because they really inspired me to kind of step out of my comfort zone and try some socks, and I'm really happy with how they're working so far. So I'm quite excited about
I know. It. I think they've actually said you have to do at least three pairs of socks before you start to feel comfortable and like them and things like that. So I know I'm the same. I've made 3 pairs. All the same pattern, mind you. So I'm actually. I know I have wool set aside. It's all wound up in 2 separate cakes. I have a 6-ply. It's a 6-ply yarn. And so I'm going to make them for my husband. He's quite tough on socks, so I'm going to make them for him and I'm going to do the blueberry waffle because I think they use a DK weight. They use a heavier one, so I'm going to do them in that. So now I'm just trying to get my other stuff done so I can get those done because I don't want to have too much stuff on my needles. I already have like 8 things on the go, so I'm trying to finish off a few things.
Oh, and I also wanted to show something else. So if you follow us on Instagram, you may have seen yesterday I had posted, I think it was yesterday, I was trying to tidy up. I felt like I was just being closed in with all this stuff that I have. So my office at home is it's multifunctional. So it is my work office where I sit at my desk and do my freelance work, but it's also like my yarn office, and I like to do a little bit of painting and art kind of stuff. So like all of this stuff in this one smallish room, and I was starting to feel, well, it needed to be tidied up. So I thought I'm going to go through a bunch of my yarns because I know I have some that I'm probably never going to use. I got them several years ago, and they're not really the types of yarn now that I have kind of moved on.
I think some of them were Irene's too.
Yeah, I think so. So I've had them for a number of years, and I know that I'm not going to use them. So I thought, well, I'll kind of cull some of those. And I took a photo, and I had stuff spread all over the floor, and I took a photo and posted it on Instagram. It was because it was driving me crazy, but now I can see my floor again. But by doing that, I came across a project. It was like, oh yeah, I forgot I had this. So I will show this. I showed a kind of a little bit of a photo of it. And so this is just again.
That's Mom's old bag.
I know. So this this project bag is actually used to be my mom's, and so it's like a quilted.
Yeah.
I know it has
the grommet.
Has a grommet at the end.
Does it have it on the other end too?
Yes.
Oh, one on each end.
There's a grommet at each end. This has this. I don't know if she bought this or if she made. No, she would have bought it.
Yeah. She sewed, but
not
quite
this
like
well.
This, no.
So, and then it has this zippered portion in the front. Can you pull that down there? And so it's like a double zipper, and there's these elastic things, so you could have like straight needles
going across. Excellent.
Isn't that the coolest idea?
Yeah.
And it's kind of a quilted type of fabric.
Yes.
I think. And then it's got this big.
It opens up nice.
I've got 3 balls. I've got a
2 bottle of wine bag.
Yeah.
Basically what
I got a huge note paper. And then I've got my project that I'm working on.
You've been working. So I remember you started to work on that.
This. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
And again, and I don't think I would ever do it again because I don't know what the heck I was thinking. Look at all the ends. Like that's just craziness.
Yes.
So anyway, it's a scarf.
Even the other side looks cool.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't look too bad. I'm making this for our shop. I think of it as sort of more of a man's style of scarf.
Yes, that little pot. I love that.
Yes,
that green just adds so much to it.
And so, like, even though it's they're solids, they're 3 solids.
Tonals for sure.
But they're a little bit tonal. You can see a little
especially
bit.
That gray.
The gray, you really see it.
The green, you can see it too.
Yeah. So they're all. I think I originally bought the blue and the green. The blue and the gray.
What yarns are they?
They're all from Georgian Bay Fiber.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, funnily enough, I love her stuff. So, let me see, what have we got? They're all her, 2 are her Hennessy DK, which I think she doesn't do that one anymore. No. So, she's got this one called Bayfield DK.
Yeah.
So, the last one I bought separately, like I bought the first 2. Couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with them, and then I saw this green about a year later, and I thought, oh, I love that. That'll look so good. It'll really pop up. So I got that one. This is the green one's called Whitestone Moss. It's 100% untreated blue-faced Leicester.
Nice.
I love that. The gray, I'm never going to be able to pronounce. It's also the same thing. It's
Jishib
rock granite.
Yeah.
And the last one is French River blueberry.
This is that one that we can't pronounce, just so you can see it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so 100% untreated blue face. So it's soft.
Yes,
it'll
be
even softer once it's washed up. It'll be really soft, and you can see it's fairly big.
And it's
just all nice. I did. Again, I'm just making it up. So I'm just randomly choosing when I'm going to put the green in. But I decided I really like the idea of having like blue and gray stripes, and then just have a random green one in there. And so here I did 3 because I knew this would be near the end, and I just thought it would kind of look nice, so it wasn't so. But I think at the other end I might just do 2. I might just do 2 greens because I'm just, like I said, being pretty random.
Yeah. Well, that looks great.
So that was the one I discovered, and I was like, oh, I'll just and. From the time I posted a photo of it, and from that time I did another 2. I did another 2
color stripes. Very nice.
So
good.
So that's sort of what I'm working on now.
I love that.
I know. That's great. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. So
yeah,
and it's fun making something like this.
Yes.
So kind of random.
Yeah. Sort of a stash busting in a way.
It is a kind of a stash busting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
But
other than that, so for one of the things, okay,
we're just double checking
the notes. Sorry, looking down. So we've done I'm catching up. The last 2 weeks have been crazy. So I haven't been able to watch a lot of podcasts. But I did manage. We came across one. I think you mentioned it to me.
Yes, actually, the woman. I think she joined our Ravelry group. I think that's how I found her.
Yes.
And when I saw it, usually if you join our Ravelry group, it's Three Sisters Knit podcast on Ravelry. There's a thread called Introduce Yourself, and some people do, but some don't. But this Cheryl did, and I often like to go and look and see what people, what projects they've done, and because it's always fun, because it's very inspiring, and a lot of times I'm like, oh, I like that. Maybe I'll go check that pattern out.
Yes.
And I like to see what colors they work with, and I noticed that she had a podcast as well.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah. So
she is called. Her podcast is called The Wool People.
Yes.
And as when you hear her, when she explains it in her first
episode,
she's only got four out.
She's relatively new.
Yes, she lives in Scarborough, which is like she's not that far from us,
especially for me. Yes. So I'm like I said, right on the border of Toronto, and essentially it borders Scarborough.
Yes.
So I'm probably about 15 minutes away from 20 minutes away from her. So,
but she's called, her name is Cheryl. And her podcast is The Wool People, and she explains in her first one how that's how her name came. Because
it's quite funny
when she goes to her knit nights and meets people for coffee and they knit and that, and people ask, well, where's your wife? She goes, he's with the Wool People.
Yes.
And you have to put the air quotes
around it. And that was really cute.
So that's how she got the name. Yeah. And I thought, that's great. That is really
cute.
Good. That's a super one.
Yeah.
So, Cheryl, hi.
Yeah, we've been enjoying her podcast.
Yes, we have.
And the other thing I find really neat about Cheryl is that she... I love her choice in yarns, and a lot of yarns. She seems to get a lot of yarns from Germany, from German... dyers.
Yes.
So I'm unfamiliar with most of them, but they're beautiful ones that I've seen she's shown in her projects. So.
Yes, and she's doing that one she got as a kit.
Yes.
And it came with the beads, and it's a shawl, and it's sort of like a
peacock or something.
And it's sort of, and it was like a mystery knit along or something like that. And so she likes to do the mystery knit along.
Yes, she does.
But she also crochets, and she's crocheted lots, like some very nice shawls, some actually very nice shawls, because I know I crochet as well, and I find it difficult to find some nice crochet shawls. Some of them just, like, I don't know what it is with crochet, they just don't do it for me. But there's the odd few, and she's found some very nice ones. So
yes,
I'm gonna have to.
Why I like to go and see what
I'm
projects
gonna have to have a look at some of the things that she's done. So, but yeah, so. Yeah, so that's the only one that I've actually been able to, sort of take a little gander at.
Yes.
So
yeah, and I've quite enjoyed it too.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah, so check her out. As I said, she's only done about 4, but and she goes like every couple of weeks. I think she's kind of like us, and that she does it like not weekly like a lot of people do, but she has some nice projects to check out.
Yes, she does. Yeah, she is DCMO on Ravelry. And she now has a Ravelry group for the Wool People. So you can go check out her.
So we immediately joined.
Yes, we did. So that's wonderful. But it brings us, we're nearing the end, but we wanted to let you know that we are going to help you. Hopefully this will help with some of your Christmas or stash busting. Talking about stash busting.
Yes.
We are going to do a knit along.
Yes. We decided we would join the Cal movement. And we had this in mind even when we were traveling. So we are doing, we're going to offer this this knit along, starting now, starting the next couple
October
of days.
15th.
October 15th.
In 2 days.
Which
from
is probably going to, from this recording.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll be up by then. We should be.
Yes.
So we'll be doing this, we're going to call it the One Ball Cal.
Yes.
And so that's what we'll have the hashtag One Ball Cal, and I'll set up the thread for that. So we have decided, so here's kind of what we're thinking. It should be a minimum of a 50-gram ball. And you want to use up almost all of it if you can.
Yes.
So what have we got? Finished objects only.
Yes.
If you're doing other cals, we have no problem if you're putting this in other
double
cals.
dipping, triple dipping, no problem. Go for it.
Yeah. And for our cal, if you want to do, because as Sheila said, you're probably knitting gifts anyway. So if you have other one ball gifts like hats and things like that you're doing, you can definitely have more than one entry into our FOs thread.
If it is something for an infant or a small child, like mitts, socks, or a hat for them, you need to have like 2 pairs of baby socks or baby booties, things like that. But if it's adult size, it's just the one pair.
Like one hat or a pair of mitts or
for an
fingerless
adult
gloves or something.
Yes.
So you want to have FOs. If it's a pair socks or mitts or something, you want to have both done. But so we have a couple of prizes. So we'll show those right now.
And we'll be setting up a chatter thread and an FO thread because we will be using the random number generator.
Yeah. So the first prize that we have is, since we're doing one ball, that you're going to be using up, we thought we would give you one ball back. So we are using this lovely query fiber that we got when we were, let me see, there we go, that we got when we were in Rhode Island.
At Love to Knit.
So this is a hand-dyed yarn from Query Fiber, and she has an Etsy shop. And this is in the colorway Aegean Blue.
A little closer.
Okay.
There.
Aegean Blue. Aegean Blue. So it is 80-20 superwash merino nylon, 400 yards, machine wash cold, lay flat to dry. But as you know, it's
got a beautiful twist.
Yeah, it's got a really nice twist.
Really
on
nice
it.
twist.
Beautiful soft yarn.
Yes.
Yeah,
it is. It's a little brighter blue than what it actually is. It's it's got a bit of a teal in there.
Yeah. I'm trying to, how does that look for color?
Still
a bit too bright.
Yeah, it's got more green in it than it shows.
Yeah. But it looks very, very bright on the screen there. I'm just trying to see. No, can't seem to quite get the color right. But
yeah,
that's what people do.
It's just not.
But it's just not.
It's just too bright.
Not. But it's a lovely blue.
Yes, it is. It's very nice.
And it's really soft.
It's like like a deep water blue in a way.
Yeah, it's really soft.
It is. It's very so. It's like very very
really
soft. And for the second prize, we have a sock keychain with pattern and a Canadian
Progress Keeper. So this was gifted to us from the lovely Artisan Bags. Sheila ordered one, and she sent one for
us for a giveaway.
And so, and you've probably seen on one of our other podcasts, she's made some of them, and we just thought, oh my god, they are just so cute. So
be perfect for Christmas.
Like if you want to make a little garland, we figured that if this is ending around November 24th, you probably still have enough time to make a few anyway.
Yes, even just to stick on the Christmas tree somewhere too.
Yeah. So
they knit up within an hour or so.
It comes with the little pattern. She's got the pattern to go with it. Yeah. And then we just got the little Canadian
Canada flag progress keeper.
Yeah.
Yes, from My Needle Crafts.
So somebody will get that pairing as well. So, so we're really excited about doing this cal, and we have an idea for something, a cal in January as well, if you want to stay tuned for that, but we'll focus on this one right now.
We're looking into that, and we're going to contact the
designer of the project we want to work on as a cal. Yes. So, yeah, and but this is going to be fun. I think I might be doing a hat for our knit along. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I don't know yet.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm there. I have
Maybe I'll get my husband's socks.
I've got a couple of hat patterns. Let me see if I can find.
She loves to make hats.
I love making hats because I find they knit up nice and fast. Yeah. You feel like
we don't wear them, but she loves to make
those toque style hats. Much as I like them,
I can't wear any of them.
I can't wear them. So
I'll wear them going to the cottage in the winter. That's it.
Here's the ones I'm thinking of. One I've made a couple of times, and I just love it.
Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah, up a little higher. There we go. The cobblestones.
I love making this hat. I've made it a couple of times, and this is by Susie Gourlay. Yarn. I will put who she is on here because I can't remember who she is on Ravelry. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a free pattern. And then my other, Knit Natural. That's who it is, Knit Natural.
Oh, she's that too?
She's Knit Natural. So, and then the other one, I think
a lot of people
are doing this one. I think Hey Sister, they've been doing this one. Yes. So, but I've had
Chelsea made it too.
I think Chelsea did. I mean, there's so many people because it looks like such a fun hat, but it's the bank head. So I'm thinking of one or the other. Yes. And here's the yarn that I have.
Yeah, the bankhead one is so nice. It's such a great.
This is what I think I'm going to use.
Is that your Madeline Tosh?
Yeah, Tosh Decay.
And what's that color?
It's called.
It'll be right there in the end.
It's called Rainwater.
Oh, very nice. It's a gray.
It's gray.
A nice deep gray.
But like, there's a hint of like this brownie color in it.
Yeah.
Like grayish, I think that's what they call it. So I just
look really nice.
I know. That's why I can't decide.
Really, really nice.
I keep thinking, if I do cobblestones,
that's perfect. The gray with the cobblestones. Yeah.
And like sort of like they're wet or something. Like they're just I love that. So I thought that would be kind of cool, but I also really want to do the bankhead. So anyway, I'm probably going to do
for Larry.
Yeah. So I'm going to
his style.
Yeah, so that's what I'm probably going to do for for the one ball cal.
Yeah.
So, start thinking about what you'd like to do, and we'd love to, as I said, I'm going to open a chatter thread. Love to see whatever ideas you come up with, and but you've got like 6 weeks, so you can probably do more than one.
Yeah. So
project.
That's it. Yeah. Enter it. If you can do more than one, like go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
So
add them all up.
So we are really thrilled to be hosting our first cal.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So it's kind of exciting.
Yes. Yes.
But I think that's about it.
I think that's about it. Yes.
Yeah.
We try to keep our podcast for under an hour.
Yeah.
Ourselves. There are times that we can go on.
We can go on, but
we
try. This has been good. So as I said, if you've joined us in the past, thank you for showing up. I hope it was fun again. And if this is your first time, I hope you found something that delighted you enough to come back.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So anyways, have a good day and be kind. And
bye.
Good knitting. Bye.